our Frenzee FXT elastic range has a really wide range of choices in both hollow and hybrid elastics. So the hollow elastic starts at an 8 to 10 and that goes right up to the 18 to 20. The hybrid stretch elastic starts a little bit lighter, it starts in a 4 to 6 and from there it goes up to a slightly lighter finish in the 16 to 18. Now, with all that choice and all the range of sizes in between the heaviest and lightest sizes, how do you choose the correct elastic for your fishing? Well, for me, it's actually quite simple. And I try and stick, like most of my fishing, to not having too much choice. So, first up, for most of my carp fishing, whether that be fishing a short pole, fishing in the edge, or fishing maybe a long pole on the bottom, I tend to go for a hollow elastic and I go for the 14 to 16 red. Now, my reason for that choice is, for me, it's soft and forgiving enough on the strike that I'm not going to pull hooks out, the fish aren't going to charge off too much. But importantly, it's still got all that power I need to control the fish, get them in the net quick enough to amass big weights. Now, while that's a perfect elastic choice for fishing on the bottom for carp, once it comes to other situations, it's going to be slightly too heavy. So my next elastic is what I use for fishing for carp shallow, and it also is what I use for fishing for F1s, whether that's in the edge, up to an island, or fishing on the bottom in the open water for them. This time it's a hybrid elastic, and it's the blue 12 to 14. Now this elastic, being a hybrid, is a little bit lighter in your pole than a hollow, so it lends itself to them situations when I'm fishing a long pole up to an island or long pole shallow. It's nice and forgiving again, a little bit softer than the one that I use for on the bottom, but importantly again, it powers up enough to land the fish quickly, and if I do hook a big fish, it's still got the power to control them. Now the last elastic I tend to use through the warmer months while the fish are feeding, again is a hybrid elastic, and that's the 8 to 10. A fair bit softer than the one that I'm going to use in the 12 to 14 for my carp shallow fishing and fishing in the edges for F1s and across and that type of thing. But this lighter one lends itself perfectly to fishing for F1s shallow. The other things I might use that for is when I'm fishing for a bit more of a mixed bag. I'm fishing for maybe a few skimmers, some eyed and that type of thing. Again, nice and soft and forgiving, but with the use of my puller kit, I'm going to land pretty much anything on that without any problems. Now, while only 3 elastic choices might not seem a lot, in them months when the fish are feeding, I might want to set multiple rigs up. Them 3 elastics really cover me for everything. And by only having them 3 choices, it allows me to have enough of them in my top kit to set up multiple rigs for fishing in different areas. If I want to set a rig up to fish on the short pole for carp, in the edge for carp, maybe a long pole on the bottom, that's 3 top kits I need straight away. I'm going to have that covered because I haven't got loads of elastic choices. Personally, I think the worst thing you can do is have a really wide range of elastic choices, meaning you don't actually have enough of one single elastic to cover all your options. Now, while them 3 grades I use might not be right for everybody, if you stick along the same lines and pick just a few elastics to suit how you like to fish, whether that's a little bit heavier than what I use, a little bit lighter, it doesn't really matter, but make sure you've got yourself covered so you can set up enough rigs to cover everything you need to do. By doing that, you can keep your fishing nice and simple, you're always going to be prepared and you're going to be ready when any situation arises.